It must suffice.
Think Emhyr cares if I'm clean?
The gentleman will refer to His Imperial Majesty by his full title or not at all. The gentleman will be seated on the bergère.
The what now?
In that chair. Catwin, please shave the gentleman's sideburns to half an inch.
What's wrong with my beard? Always thought it added to my dignity.
It does. Yet it also detracts from your elegance. In Nilfgaard, we consider beards hard on the eyes. Especially beards infested with lice.
Been on the road a while. Fine, do your thing.
Tilt your head back, please, and sit still.
And prepare to answer some questions.
General, I am not certain this is the appropriate time.
I can't think of a better time. Men turn honest when they feel a blade at their throat. Morvran Voris, commander of the Alba Division. Before they take you in to see the Emperor, Witcher, there's some information I need you to verify. It's a formality, but one that must be seen to.
Sure. Paperwork's gotta be in order.
So, Gerald of Rivia. Place of birth, unknown. Parents, unknown. Age, unknown. All insignificant details. Let us proceed to more recent events. The siege of La Valette Castle. The fate of the defending commander, one Arian.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess this is the way of Witcher 3. If you don't have a Witcher 2 save file, they're now asking you which kind of, well, decisions you made. I'm not sure if this is important. Let's see, we spared his life. We're the good guy.
We fought on opposing sides, true. Then we landed in the same dungeon. Arian escaped, set fire to the castle on his way out.
So that is how the blade started. Our reports suggested the dragon was responsible. Moving on. You then found shelter in charming Flotsam, and from there made your way to Vergen. My question is how?
Oh, Yolid or Vernon Roche. I need to see their faces. I'm just going to Google Vernon Roche. The Command of the Blue Stripe, Special Force of the Temerian Military. And Yorvith was an elf, I believe. Yes, the elusive leader of Scoia'tael. Ah, okay. Well, we might need an elusive friend, so we're going with Yorvith.
I left Flotsam with Yorvith, commander of a Scoia'tael unit.
A slayer of monsters and a slayer of men. You forge interesting alliances.
Something tells me my most interesting is yet to come. Go on, next question, before my beard grows back in.
We shall shave you again if it does. Very well. The infamous summit at Loch Muin. You were there. And once again meddled in the affairs of the mighty.
I need to admit this style of story building, of taking decisions that need to be made in a previous, version. This is the better way. I'm not the biggest fan of Mass Effect, where you just choose it. I like this way, where you get a small conversation. Had a safe trip, of course.
The mighty had imprisoned Triss Marigold. Ought to know I care about her, and I tend to rescue those I care about.
And so you did, handing Radovid control of the Conclave and Council of Mages in the process.
Nilfgaard recently started a war, unprovoked. So do us both a favor and stop moralizing.
The gentleman must sit still. I'm almost done.
I'm afraid I might find that difficult. Because, from what I know, shortly afterwards you watched a defective megascope blow your friend Sheila de Tanserville to bits.
I watched her get in the megascope, but ultimately freed her from the trap your man Letho of Gullet had set. Write that down. I want to be sure the paperwork's in order now.
Well, national interest calls on one to forge difficult alliances at times. Alliances with witches included.
That an ongoing alliance? What's Letho up to?
I had hoped you would answer that question.
Ah, so Letho's hiding from you. Must have a good reason. Was there a shift in national interest that might have caused that? I don't know where he is. Wouldn't tell you if I did anyway. Blade or no blade to my throat.
I believe that is all. Your signature, please, affirming you stated the whole truth and nothing but the truth on pain of imprisonment or death, etc., etc. Here and here.
With these formalities seen to, I would ask the General to leave the room. We shall be choosing the gentleman's attire. An important matter, but one that does not require the General's assistance.
Shame. I might have given you some advice. So long, Gerald. Good luck with your audience.
Feels more like I'm being readied for a wedding.
Were that so, I would have prepared the gentleman a frock, a tailcoat, or possibly a dinner jacket. In point of fact, the gentleman will choose from these garments.
Black, black, or black?
We do not like garish colors in Nilfgaard. The gentleman will tell me once he has chosen an outfit.
Already mean. Directly out of northern Metzger's. You can't see.
The wonders of Vericania. During my many travels, I've seen countless extraordinary places. The primeval wilds of Brokilon, where the trees so high their tips disappear in the clouds. Dwarven chambers carved into the guts of the Mahakam mountains, with walls plated in pure gold. The ice palace of Pont Vanise, adorned with stained frost windows, yet none of these made such an impression on me as did the rightly famed Zerikania. Yet, while I was traversing the fiery mountains, I feared disappointment awaited me on the other side. I had heard many a fantastic tale about Zerikania, about its trackless sands burnt white by the sun, its golden scaled dragons weaving their nests amidst the dunes, its hunchbacked horses able to survive weeks without even a swallow of water. Yet none seemed to me at all plausible. I was sure all these sensations were but the figments of some bard's overactive imagination. I know this will be as hard for you to believe, dear reader, as it once was for me, but all of the unbelievable tales are true. Not only that, during my many months of travel I came across wonders far surpassing those any prior travelogues mentioned. I saw temples dedicated to the worship of dragons. I heard their voice almost human but reverberating with 1,000 echoes. I met warriors, maids clad in leopard skins, tattooed from head to foot, and giving no ground to witches in mastery of the blade. Diana Prince wants to know your location. I saw mages who channeled power from fire. I saw seemingly harmless flies whose solitary bite would make a man fall into a deep slumber, never to awake save to die. In short, Zerikainia is a land where the fantastic is normal and the impossible occurs daily. You might have remembered from the Witcher series, fire magic is not common. It is consuming and turning you into trouble.
A shame I had no time.
The opposition in Nilfgaard. While Nilfgaard's emperor wields absolute power, harshly crushing the slightest sign of disobedience. Opposing forces continue to exist within the empire. By this I do not mean the disgruntled leaders of conquered provinces, but the magnates within the city of 1,000 towers who are unhappy with the current leadership. This conflict between the emperor and the noble houses of Nilfgaard, the capital, dates back many years. All the princes of the blooded magnates expected their ruler to wed one of their daughters and sire an heir with one of their own. The emperor, however, had other plans. This proved a slap in the face for all the great families from which he refused to take a bride. The Nilfgaardian opposition patiently waits for the emperor to slip up, for some event to occur which will weaken his authority, be it an economic crisis or a defeat in battle. A secret conspiracy lies ready to seize such moment to incite the disaffected, assassinate the emperor, and carry out a coup d'etat, culminating with one of their own number ascending to the throne. For obvious reasons, only limited few know of this conspiracy, but any shrewd observer of Nilfgaardian politics can read the signs of its workings. So long as men are men, and the world is as it is, certain dynamics will forever remain the same, and the discontented will always form subversive societies with their secret signs and hidden agendas. Okay. A sword for witches. Wait, what? There it is. What is that? Who are the hunters, you ask? Folk like you and yours, I reply. The decent kind, haters of lies, doers of good, the kind who live according to the gods' laws and nature's laws too. Those disgusted by the machinations of witches, magicas or magicas, and non-humans. All that separates us from common folk is that we have the courage to take up arms, to defend our lands from evil, to slice out the gangrene that eats us from within. We haven't a leader, except Vizimir. We haven't fought Soland, except Camoran, though God-fearing Radovid supports us with his gold at times. We've not sworn him nor any other ruler any oath, except Emhyr, very well that. Emhyr, right? Soon? We serve only the eternal fire, and we listen only to our own conscience. Who can join us? Any who is right of soul and sound of body. You can find us in every larger city in the north. Oh, witches, not witches. Oh, my mistake. We will explain how to spot the telltale signs of evil. We will give you board, lodging, and weapon. And the telltale of evil, birthmarks in strange and arcane shapes, smooth skin on a matron aged more than 30 springs, and black cats kept in the yard, to name but a few. Of course, every woman in her 30s who has a black cat is automatically a witch, needs to be burned, of course. That's sound logic, absolutely. We will show you how to defend yourself from witchcraft. Garlic will not work. How to tame and snuff out magic elements with dimerithium. We will instruct you how to squeeze the sinner's darkest secrets out of them with a hot iron. Yes, of course, just torture random 30-year-old women that have cats. Sure, why not? What the heck? And how to grant them cleansing death with the help of sacred fire. Of course, killing... Of course, it's sacred because you kill people, of course. It makes a lot of sense. Sweat and blood. Scribbled document. Emhyr, no wonder we're losing this war with cowardly cunts for soldiers. All it took were a few arrows and a wallop of the mace for seasoning, and that was that. Battle was over, and the whole convoy was ours for the picking. Maybe they were having such a hard time of it because of all that vodka they were carrying. The Russian wants to know your location. Our brave warriors must have taken a sip from time to time, with obvious results. When you're seeing double, it's damn hard to hit your target. That's the difficulty. Take everything we gather to the cubby, then fence it quick as can. You, except that show a parade shite. You'll have to bury or burn that. I reckon someone might recognize the insignia. Then there'd be trouble. Chaos. Of sweat and blood. A veil hangs between the world men see and the one they cannot. This veil was broken by Sylvana's Windrunner because she's a blocks the dead from the view of the living, and the living from the view of the dead. Some mages can break through this veil and communicate with the dead. Well, summon them to the world of the sun for short periods of time. This is the art known as necromancy. Sauron wants to know your location. The dead can also break through the veil and enter the world of the living on their own. Yet, unlike the necromancers, in doing so they are not driven by reason and will, but by a thoughtless, irrational need. This need arises from powerful emotions such as regret, longing, or wrath. Very often these emotions gain their power by being invested in a material object, by the dead individual, where he or she still knew life. The objects most frequently so endowed: wedding rings, favorite toys, or the instrument used for the crime which sent the returned individual to the other world in the first place. Okay, enough of that. We need to make a choice. Dull, dull, dull. Let's go with, dull. Oh, we can take all of them. Haha. Okay. Well, that's cool. We can make a choice what we want. Are they all the same? That's ridiculous. Okay.
And they say clothes do not make the man. Does the outfit satisfy the gentleman?
A studded doublet and a sword on my back, that's what would satisfy me. But tough, when in Nilfgaard.
Yes.
It's a saying. So what now? Powder my nose?
No need. The gentleman's complexion is light enough. The gentleman is to stand before the ruler of the North and South. I must confirm that he knows how to bow.
I'm not some boor. I know how to bow.
Please, demonstrate. That, sir, is how you might bow to a whore on a street corner, not to the Emperor of Nilfgaard. Please watch. Leg extended, hand flat, head down, chin to chest. The gentleman will rehearse.
Gotta be kidding.
Not at all. I am mortally serious. Does the gentleman know the penalty for breaches of etiquette in the Emperor's presence? 200 lashes. I do not wish that upon him, so I will not let him leave until I am confident that he knows how to behave.
What did we say? Left leg back, hands on the side. What? Left leg forward, right hand on the chest.
Lacking fluidity and grace. But we've learned to expect less of Nordlings. Come with me.
We're not going to bow before the Emperor, I can tell you that already.
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when asked to, and using the appropriate title.
Your Arch-Magnificency?
I see the gentleman is in the mood for jests. I fear the Emperor might not share his disposition. Your Majesty will suffice. Spoken loudly, clearly, and with respect.